Helen Gurley Brown kicked the bucket this week. She was the author of the best-selling book Sex and the Single Girl, published in 1962. The book took on the subject of unmarried women having sex and enjoying it. Now, a very, very controversial subject. A very stable life she lived, didn't she? 32 years at the same job. No wonder she lived till 90 years old. And she never had any children. But she did have lots of work done on her face. There she goes. Now, if you didn't know, August the 13th is the designated day for left-handed people. A day designed to raise awareness for the inconveniences that left-handed people deal with every day in this right-winged world. I mean, look, take for example this simple handshake. I mean, how confusing can it get if you're left-handed and everybody's throwing their right hand at you? But August the 13th is a very interesting day for me, and always has been, because 3 of my ex-long-term live-in lovers were born on that day, and also, coincidence you might say, but also because most of my lovers have been left-handed, and my best friends are generally left-handed, or people I like a lot are left-handed. But so you see, I've had this affinity with left-handedness for decades now, and so formed one of my theories. Now, it got to a point where I could sit down and talk to people that I'd never met before, and I was able to distinguish whether they were left-handed or not. Anyway, it got to a point where when I was in Los Angeles and I was doing community service for a traffic offense, I could say I ran a red light in my pink Porsche. Anyway, when I was doing this elected community service, well, I chose to do it for the Los Angeles Gay and Lesbian Center. And my job on one particular weekend was to take signatures at a weekend event. And lo and behold, like nearly everybody, like 99.7% of the people signed with their left hand. I started calling every scientist that I knew and saying, listen, what's the story? And morning glory. And then I formed the hypothesis that the gene of sexual preferences is probably paired off with the handedness gene. In humans, the default sex is female, with the female having 2 matching X chromosomes, which contain all the information that the Y chromosome has, but lots more, and they're much bigger. I mean, my proposed explanation for why more left-handed people are gay and gay people are left-handed has to do with the pairing process of genes, and that there is a deviation from the 2-copy rule, as with identical twins. See, I've never trusted that identical twins have the same DNA. I always thought more of twins as a mirroring, you know, kind of cellular mirroring. Anyway, I've met many twins where one of them was left-handed, and I always ask, because it's of interest to me. I since learned that 18% of twins have different hand preferences. I mean, look at my favorite animators, the brothers Key. I'm sure one of them's gay. And interestingly, some left-handed people unintentionally fall into mirror writing, you know, like Lewis Carroll did, who was left-handed, and Da Vinci. There's probably a whole nother world of information and research to do with Arabic and left, you know, writing in the different direction, and that the whole different wiring of the brain. A really interesting subject.